tryna be like nobody else. No, I ain't tryna be like nobody else. No, I ain't tryna be like nobody else. Cause I'm having too much fun tryna be myself. No, I'm not the type of chick that like to follow trends. I got a small circle, no, don't need a lot of friends. You know I gotta get this money cause I like to spend. I see you haters watching, so I just give you a grin.
How you guys doing? It's your girl Dime. Yes, I am sitting here in my Waffle House uniform and I'm sitting here at work. We are definitely bloody slow, I say. Bloody slow and day. What I want to talk about tonight, Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, because I'm doing this right now on Friday, technically, because it's after midnight. But let's just say it's Thursday for the sake of this is the day that I'm actually at work. It'll be the 1 year anniversary of my mother's demise, and I'll be honest, I'm having a very, very rough week. I'm definitely not about to cry, so chill out. It's just really hard. You know, I'm not really sure what to think of death at all. I just be feeling like, you know, what do you do with the feelings? You know, it's like I feel like I'm almost starting to forget my mom, and I think that might be the hardest part. I remember a lot of things that she said and did, but it's like when I try to remember, you know, actual interactions and things like that, it's like I'm drawing like a small little blank. It's like with death or grief in general, it truly is something that they say gets better over time, but I don't know how true that is, because every time, you know, it gets like something that makes me think about my mom, I'm just as sad as I was as the day I found out the news that she had passed. And I think for me that, I don't know, it's just like with death, I think that I try to put it out of my mind so much that it's like I try to like imagine that she's just living somewhere far, far away and there's no way to have contact wherever she is, because I can't really accept the fact. And then I don't feel like I had like, well, I know I didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye to my mom. My mom didn't have a funeral, you know, and I think that I needed that. I feel like I needed that, and that's something that I'm never going to get, you know. I don't know, it just feels like a lot of emptiness, you know. It just feels like a lot of wishes that can't be granted. You know, I would love to just like call my mom just to talk to her like one time. My mom and I were actually really close. She definitely hated me smoking cigarettes, which is so crazy because it wasn't until like, I'm talking about later on in life, that she finally, you know, divulged, because she was a Scorpio and she just really didn't like to tell anything about herself. So it was like later, I'm talking about later on in life, I was well into my 20s when she finally told me that she used to smoke cigarettes herself for like a year when she was like 17, I think, 17, 18. She told me she quit cold turkey, you know. I'll always be sitting here lying to myself like, you know, I'm going to quit because of my mom, or I'll make up other excuses, I'm going to quit for my son, or it's like I have to quit for myself. But that doesn't mean that I don't try. I constantly try. That cold turkey is a motherfucker, you hear me? But I don't know, I just really miss my mom a lot. You know, I wish she would have been able to, you know, see my son, interact with my son. In my eyes, she was a great mom. She was a great cook. She was a great person. She used to wash our clothes by hands her whole life. You know what I'm saying? We never had a washer and dryer, you know, and she would cook all our food. She made all of her desserts, well, everything technically from scratch, you know, and I guess that's probably what made it so damn good. And I don't know, I still haven't met anybody that can cook like my mom, but I think that everybody feels that way about their mom because you grow accustomed to eating a certain thing. Yeah, y'all hear the cars out here because I'm sitting outside, obviously, as you can see. So, back to what I was saying. So, those are the things that I'm really going to miss. She always was like the calm in a situation, always trying to calm a situation down. You know, my dad was more like the hostile one. I almost always wondered like how they ended up together, because they seem like polar opposites, at least to me. But it actually says, when I looked it up, that Virgos and Scorpios are actually supposed to be a really good match. So I guess maybe I was reading that situation wrong. Maybe my dad has something that I didn't see in him. I mean, of course I shouldn't see nothing in my dad, because, you know, he my dad. That would be incestual. But, you know, I'm definitely going to try to remember her the best that I can, try to live the right way that she wanted me to live. And really not just for her, because she's not here anymore. She can't feel anything. But for myself, you know, I want to make her proud, even if it's too late for her to be proud here on this earth. I want her to be looking down at me and be proud of me, you know. And moreover, I definitely want to be proud of myself. And also, I want my son to be proud of me, you know. I don't know. Death is just really weird to me. It's really hard. It dredges up a lot of emotions and feelings that you don't necessarily want to have. You know, I sometimes wish I didn't feel. I think my dad said it best. He used to call me an emotional wreck. I definitely say I could sometimes agree with that, you know. This irking ass, but oh God, but my mom was just like more of, you know, the listener. You know, she was definitely more compassionate. You know, I get a lot of traits from her and my dad. Unfortunately, I get a lot of traits from both of them. Some I wish I didn't inherit. But I realized when you get an adult, you can make the choice and make the decision on what it is that you want to advertise, or which it is you want to develop more. You know, so you have that opportunity to change. It's up to you. You can't keep sitting here waiting on change. You have to put the work in. I definitely didn't learn that from my mom. I'm not saying she was lazy or anything like that, but I do feel like she was more of a wait for things to happen type of person, and I'm definitely not like that. However, I do sometimes feel a little entitled. I'm not going to sit here and lie about it, you know. There's some things, I was just telling that to one of my friends the other day. It's like, it's a lot of things sometimes, especially negative ones, obviously, that you don't like to accept about yourself, you know, or you stay in constant denial about. You know, I'm not in any denial in my life, or I'm not feeling any type of way about, you know, accepting things, or, you know, about myself. I feel like that's the first step into changing those traits, because you don't have to be a way that you don't want to be. Hopefully, you know, by the time this year is out, that's what I'm giving myself to. Hopefully by the time this year is out, and no, I ain't making no damn dumbass resolutions. I would like to be done with these cigarettes. It's funny, it's like my mom actually died from breast cancer, and she didn't smoke, obviously, except for that 1 year. So it just makes me wonder why I can't just put these little fuckers down. Little bastards are controlling my goddamn life. But I think that I just need some more spirituality in my life. I need a little bit more love. I don't feel like I got enough of that growing up. I don't feel like my parents hated us, but I just feel like they didn't receive it in a certain way, so they also didn't know how to give it. And now it's like that cycle has trickled down amongst their children, you know, and we kind of are all the same way. We're all super defensive. You know, we all think somebody means more than what it is they actually mean. We're always overthinking a situation. Had to go help one of my customers. I mean, I am at work, allegedly. No, but like, you know, we're always, you know, thinking too much in our heads, wondering if somebody meant this, meant that. It's just like, there's no way to live. You know what I mean? It's a horrible way to live, because I don't feel like any of us know how to receive love or give it either. You know, I have a sibling, I'm not going to say whether it's a sister or brother, that, you know, is with a man that used to physically abuse her for years. I don't know if that's stopped, but it's like, you know, why do we... Oh, I already said that it was my sister. I'm an idiot. Oh, well, too fucking late. But it's just like, why do we women, we feel like we got to put up with certain shit, but at the same time, you know, as far as I know, I've never seen my dad hit my mom. Let me go on record first saying that. But the older 5 children have said that, you know, I guess my dad did used to be physically abusive to my mom. So, you know, maybe that's something that they feel like is okay, because that's something that they've seen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, who really knows why we do the things that we do. We try to tie it to childhood happenings or situations, but sometimes, you know, it's our own choices. You know, sometimes it's how we feel about ourselves. I feel like a lot of times, you know, you might be insecure if you're deciding to stay with somebody that's abusive, or you could just be too scared to leave, or you could just be desperate, might feeling like you're not going to find somebody else, and that comes back to insecurity because that's about how you feel about yourself. I don't know, it's just a lot to think about. You know, what I will say is that losing my mom has changed me in a way where, I don't know, I just feel like I can't trust anybody. I mean, no, that's a lie. I've always felt like that. Let me be very fucking clear. I've always felt like that, but I do feel like now I'm ready to like step away if I need to, meaning like I'm not going to let any situations prolong that are not helping me in my life, you know, because I know that I personally feel, my personal opinion, I personally feel like she stayed in her marriage too long, and just accepted, you know, a lot of things that I don't feel like we have to accept. You know what I mean? But that's my personal opinion. You know, I couldn't tell her what to do. She was clearly like strong-minded and was going to do whatever it is that she wanted to do. But I just feel like what I learned from my mom is kind of, unfortunately, what not to do. You know, like, know when to leave a situation, know when something is not fulfilling you, know when something is not making you happy anymore, know when something is abusive, verbally, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You know, just know those things and step away, because you do deserve better. You don't have to stick around. You don't have to stay in that. There's always someone out here that can really love you the way that you deserve to be loved. We all deserve to be loved, except for pedophiles and rapists. I'll play all fucking day, but no, that's serious though. Like, I just wanted to get on here and kind of just talk about that, because I know that death is a very hard thing for a lot of people. I also know that, you know, sometimes we have trouble coping with death. You know, some people try to do what I do, which is kind of just sweep it under the rug, but at some point you're going to have to deal with those feelings in some way, whether it be therapy, whether it be outlets, but you're going to have to deal with those feelings, because feelings are something that don't go away. They always resurface, and a lot of the times at the worst, most inopportune time. So just keep that in mind. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. Yeah. I play all day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.